Hi friends, today we're going to tear something up to try to make it better. I watched a couple of videos of people doing this. J.I. Colorist does it, and Bo Beanie M, maybe? Bo. I'll put their names down here. They're the ones that did it. So I thought, okay, I already have this book, but I found it on the bargain rack at Books A Million for $4.97. And can you ever have too much Kirby? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one. Also, I found this one, Melpomene Chetzapanagatu. This is her nature mandalas, and this was also, I found this one at Ollie's, and it was $2.99. I have done some of my other books, though. Here's one of them that I done. I did this Joanna Basford, The Rooms of Wonder, and what I did is I took the binding off, lays flat. If you want to flip it back to color, it's a lot easier. So yeah, and I got all these. I got these off of Amazon, and so I will put a link to that down in the description. But yeah, I've done this one, and I've done several PDFs like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this Kirby book here, and it's kind of scary. I was kind of scared at first when I started doing it, but um, it has to get worse before it gets better. So this is what I do first is I kind of bend it back. I don't really break my spine, but I kind of bend it back. And a lot of people, and I did this to one of my books, and I couldn't really tell that it made that much of a difference. So, but I took my heat tool and I kind of put it on the edge here to kind of loosen up the glue. And I couldn't really tell that it made that much of a difference, but I mean, maybe it does. But I did that, and I start with the cover. You need a really sharp X-Acto knife. And so I have this one. And then what I did is I just started peeling back my cover. Like this. Oh, hang on a second. Let me go get my cutting board so I won't cut my mat. Okay, so I got one of these self-healing boards that I put under that. That way I don't cut my mat or anything like that. And then you can kind of start peeling it loose. And once you get it so loose, this is the hardest part. Once you get it so loose, you can take your X-Acto knife, and I put it right here at the edge, like this. And I cut my cover loose. Like that. And then I just make me a pile over here. And the rest of these will just peel loose. And you can use your heat gun again if you want to kind of loosen your glue up. It makes it a little bit easier for it to come loose. And then I just take all my pages apart. And this is the scariest part, especially if you love books like I do, because I was always taught not to tear your books up. And I do love books, but after I did this a couple of times, it makes it so much easier to color in. And I love it. You don't have to worry about trying to get down into that crevice in the spine. And you just go ahead and do that. Now you also, if you don't have a heat tool, what you can do is kind of get right up against that glue line there and just run your X-Acto knife. And please be very careful because these X-Acto knives are super duper sharp. And you just run your X-Acto knife right along that glue line there. You want to get it as close as you can so you can get as much as your page, keep as much of your page, and then pull them like that. So this one has a little, and yeah, there we go. Now we got it going again. So what you want to do is you want to take all your pages out. And if you need to, again, you can do your heat gun again to kind of loosen up that glue, because you don't want to tear your page. When I first did this, I did it on a really cheap book that I had not paid a lot for, because I wanted to make sure that it was something I was going to be able to do. But once you do it, it's like addictive. You have to do it. So do that. And you can also kind of take this and roll it back. To kind of get it back away. And I'm going to speed this up so y'all don't have to. Or whatever. And then this back where you have this and you've got your spine left to your back, I just kind of go as close to that as I can and cut that. Off. Whoops. Cut that off. Cut it on your mat or a board or something. You don't want to cut it right on your desk. And then you just cut that spine free. And then you have your whole book. It's tore apart. And now what we're going to do is we're going to trim all of these edges. And what I do to do that, we'll go ahead and put this right there. What I do to do that is this, and I am going to go get me a bigger one of these. This one is not wide enough, so I have to do it twice. I got this at Michael's also. I think it was like 22, something like that. This is your line where your blade is going to slide. So that's where you're going to cut. So what I do is I just kind of measure. I put the side of my cover. This one you can see where I tore it a little bit. So I definitely want that to be cut. So I want to make it as close to that as possible. Hold it down. Slide it, and then because mine just likes a little bit there being able to cut that, you can either put it here where it is and then just slide it like that, cut the rest of that off, and you have a nice edge there. Now I have had to change this blade a couple of times because I've wore it out. These thicker books, it doesn't take much to dull your blade. So you can buy the replacement ones of these, and all it does is it fits down in a little groove here. And it's just a little bitty tiny blade on there. And you just change it out, slide it down in there, and then that's your front. So what we're going to do now is we're going to trim all of these pages. And this makes a mess. So you're going to need your shop vac or whatever. You can probably do these more than one at a time. I don't, because I don't want to take a chance of messing up my book. So I just do them one at a time. Do that. Put it down here. Cut it again. There you go. You can make that look a little neater if you want to. I probably should. So let's put that about right there. Slide it. Then you have the little piece down here. Slide. There you go. And I just put them over here in the order that I'm doing them in. And this is probably the part that takes the longest. Trimming that off. And I just barely, I don't know if you can see, but I just barely trim that because I want to keep as much of my page as I can. And sometimes you have to clean it off here, get your little papers out, and do that. Put that there. Put that there. And I think probably if you got a little bit of a heavier duty or one of these, you could probably do more than one page at a time. But this is kind of actually soothing and relaxing, and it does not bother me to do it. There's that. And another way you can do it, if you don't want to set that back down in there and cut it with this, is you can slice it, then take your X-Acto knife, because it's this one, if you get this size, it's just a little tiny piece that doesn't cut. So you can just take it and just slice it like that. So it's however you want to do it. But yeah, so I hope everyone is having a good Friday. I'm off on Fridays, so this is a good thing for me to do and just sit here. And I haven't been feeling really well, so I called and I made me a doctor's appointment. Got to go have some lab drawn. So this is a good way for me to just relax, not stress out. Makes my coloring easier. And I don't know, totally off the subject while I sit here and do this, is I don't know if y'all have watched the collaboration that Piggy Pens did with the Fantasy Worlds book that several people colored in, and she's got the video up and all put together, and it is beautiful. It's a beautiful book. I actually did one in it. I didn't think I was talented enough, but I just bit the bullet and did it, and it was so much fun. I had so much fun. It was so exciting to watch the video and see everybody's pages. So yeah, and this, if if you're afraid to do this, go get you a book. Go to Ollie's or get you a used book. One, or if you have a book that you're not that precious about, and um, try it on that first. I think once you do it, and you kind of get over the fear of the book, ruining your book, you're gonna love it. And if you're like me, I color a lot, uh, sitting in my recliner while my husband's watching TV or while I'm watching TV. I color a lot there, and they're just easier to hold in your lap. I have a lap desk that I use, but still, they're just easy to do. You fold it back, and yeah. And this is really, it's just, I love doing this. I think Jody said she's done all of her 10 by 10 books. I can understand why. Because the more of mine I do, the more I want to do. And I'm real big about PDFs. I like putting them on really nice paper to color. And I bought me a tank. It's an Epson tank printer. And so I print off of PDFs. And for a while, I was having to buy 3-ring binders and sleeves, the plastic sleeves, to put them in. And they were taking up lots of room on my shelf. So what I did is I've been doing this and binding them this way. They look neater. I can see them now. They don't take up near as much room on my shelves. So yeah, this is kind of a cool thing to do. And I will list everything I'm using. I'm trying to learn how to edit videos and add things, and this is all kind of new to me. So, but I will try to put a link to everything that I'm using and where I got it in the description of this video. And you guys, let's talk about something else. I actually hit 100 subscribers. Actually, I think I'm like 112, maybe 112. 112 subscribers. So that is just not much for some people, but for me, little old girl from the South, I'm just pretty dang pleased. And it just makes me want to do more. And I've made some really cool friends. I just love sharing with y'all and talking to y'all. And I know y'all probably have heard that I'm work in the healthcare field, and I have for a long time. And when I'm not at work, I'm not a big people person. I like to be at home with my husband and my dogs and my things that I like, and so I don't really interact with a lot of people when I get off work. So this YouTube has just really it's gave me something to do. I feel like I can share things with y'all and talk to y'all, and probably a lot of y'all don't even care what I have to say, but some of y'all might. some of it may even resonate with some of y'all, and you feel the same way I do. So, yeah. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I'm still working on that. I don't even think y'all want to see my book collection. It's ridiculous. So, I may still do that at some point when I get them a little bit more organized, because they are everywhere. And I tell myself I'm not going to buy any more books. I have plenty of books and I want to love the books I have. But then they always have new books come out. And then I am notorious for getting on Vinted. And if it's a good deal, I'm just like, oh God, it's a good deal. Oh my gosh. And I love looking for how to print books. Before I started my coloring adventure again, me and my husband, every Saturday morning, we would get up and go out to the farmer's market, and we would go to the vintage markets, the malls. We have a lot of those here. We would go out to those and look around, and at first it was just fun because we could see things that like, oh, I remember my mom had this, my grandma had this. We used to, and it was fun to, let me cut that one a little more. It was fun to see things and reminisce and bring back childhood memories. And then I started finding things that I love. I love fairy lamps. I have a collection of fairy lamps. And I have a collection of the birds, the bluebirds of happiness. Here's one right here. I have these. And they're these. And this one, usually they have a number and a name on the back. I can't see it right there. But these were made in the 90s. And they have blue ones and all kinds. So I collected those. I've got all kinds of glass birds. And so, yeah, that's what we would do on Saturdays. I don't even know where this story's going. If you're just here to watch me do this, just mute me. But anyway, yeah, we would do that on Saturdays. But I don't ever remember seeing coloring books in any of those places we would go. I don't remember seeing those. So I got online and I look at Mercari and Vinted. Book Outlet, that's a big one that I go to, but they're not really out of print. They're kind of like a outlet place. So I've ordered quite a few books on there. And I love all my books. So, and then I started buying them for my granddaughters. I have granddaughters, and they love art too. So, and sometimes you have to watch because it'll crank it up like that. So what I do in that case is I just go to the other end, start over, cut it that way. So yeah. So I find things for my granddaughters, and then I work. I have some of my residents. It does not have family. I find them things. And then they like little things, little treasures. I find things for them because sometimes I spend more time with them than I actually get to spend with my family. And I like to make them happy. So, anyway, I think I'm going to have to change my blade on this. It hasn't been very long since I changed it. So, actually, let me just turn it around. This kind of fits in here either way. And there's only one spot here on this that it'll go in. So, come on. Don't make a liar out of me. There we go. There we go. So we're going to do this one again. See if we can get some of these jagged edges off. Where's my... I'm telling you, this makes a big mess, so get your dirt devil handy. So yeah, let's see, what else can we talk about? Or I could just speed this up and be done. I'm just going to try to make 2 or 3 videos today so I can have more to space them out. I'm trying to think of what days I would like to post videos. I can't really think, and what would be a good time, good day for me to do that. It's just fun, something fun to do. So I'm telling you, the place I work is like, and I know I've mentioned this, is like right next to a shopping plaza. And they have a Michael's, they have a Target, they have a Books A Million. So that's kind of detrimental to my paycheck sometimes. But it's fun. You can just go in there and look around. It's really easy. If I get an alert if Books A Million has a new book release out, because there's some that I'm waiting on that I've pre-ordered to pick up there. I'm waiting on the new Joseph Kattenbang. That one's kind of rough, but it'll be okay. I'm waiting on the new Alice in Wonderland. It should be out. Is it next week that it's coming? Maybe. I'm waiting for that. And I'm also waiting for the new... Oh, come on. I'm waiting for the new Lulu Mayo. The A Million Dragons. I can't wait. That looks super cute. Oh, and I did, where is... I went there the other day and I found a new illustrator. She's not new, but she's new to me. And actually, when I got it home, and I used the app, the Bookshelf, and I think either Coloring Bumblebee uses it, or Jamie, Finding Joy in Color. One of those uses it. It's an app you put on your phone. You can scan your books in. After I got home and I was scanning my book in, I realized I already had one by her. And I hadn't even colored in it. It was an uncolored book. But yeah, now she's, it's Karen Sue Chen, Chen. And she actually, my name is Karen Sue. So, hey, us good Karens has got to stick together because, you know, that our name kind of gets a bad rap. But the guys at work call me the anti-Karen because they said I'm the most un-Karen they've ever met. So I take that as a compliment. Let me see if this has got papers in it or something because it's the new blade, but it's starting to drag a little bit. I may go buy me a new one today. I don't know. Don't know what I'll do. I don't really want to do that. I want this to be a stay-at-home pajama day. So I don't know. I might go do that. After a while, go get me one. My phone's going off. I'm pretty sure it's work wanting me to come in. I'm pretty sure I don't want to come in. So probably will act like I didn't hear that. And those little nicks like that, I'm not a perfectionist. As long as the ring will catch, that's all I care about. And maybe what is doing it is this stuff right here. Let's see if that'll, because that's kind of a gummy, maybe some gum from it right there. Maybe some alcohol would clean that off and it would be just peachy. So yeah, I'm almost done with this part and then we'll move on to the next. Y'all can quit listening to my cornbread rambling. So yeah, there's that. And how many of y'all have any white knight where's the other half of my shark? I don't know. Maybe it is just a half a shark. White knight watercolors. I've been looking at them. I think I want to order some. And are the ones that are listed, like when I Google them, I mean, it shows like some at Walmart. Are they the same as the ones that like Color with Maya uses? I know she said, is it Hartman? There's a website that she mentioned in one of her videos where she can order some from. I don't know. I didn't know if they were the same, if they weren't. But yeah, I thought about getting a small set and seeing if they're really good as everyone says. I do have some Paul Rubens and I really like those, but some of the ones that I really like, Wormer. I have some Wormer that I ordered. I actually won a set. Maya was giving away some little sets. If you were like the first 5 to comment on one of her videos. And I won a little travel set and I really liked it. So I ordered me a bigger set of Wormer. And I really like those. So, come on, I only like a few. Let's redo this one. Maybe I'm not putting it over there far enough. Maybe that's the problemo. I think it is. I think I'm trying to save too much of the page and it's, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Operator error. So let's put this here. Put that there. Come on. Come in. Come in. There. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not giving it enough to cut. But I still am going to buy me a bigger one of these because I have the feeling I'm going to be doing a lot more of my books. Okay, so now we're at the back. I'm going to try to cut as much of that glue off as possible. Put that there. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, so now we're done with this. We'll move it over here out of the way. Then I've got this big mess here. I don't need my X-Acto knife anymore. And what did I do with the lid to the X-Acto knife? I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're going to put this little ditty away. I have all of my book cut here, and this, I can't stand when they do that, so we're going to do this. Okay, let's see what that did. Yep, works like a charm. And this also works on all these. I don't know if y'all have an Aldi, but them stickers, ooh, them things are made to last. Won't be no stickers swapping in that store. Can't get them off. But yeah, use that heat gun on there and that kind of loosens that up and you can just peel it right off. There we go. All right, there's that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring out the noise maker. This is, I got this on Amazon. I don't know what the brand is. It's a 30 hole punch. It's very loud. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a couple of these and then I will probably mute it, play some music while I do the rest of them. So what I do is these right here shows you where the holes are going to punch. I have not been able to figure out where to put that on there to make that do that. So what I do is, let me make sure it's empty first. Yes, it's empty because that will fill up and it'll cause it to jam. So what I do is I kind of see where a hole is, and right there's a hole. And if I put it on that line, see, it's going to make this hole down here. So I don't want to go quite to that line. I don't want to go to that line. And then you can kind of lift it up. Oh, this one's not gonna. If I do it there, what's that gonna do? If I go to that A, no, that's not gonna work either. How about if I go to that. See what that's going to do. Or if I go all the way down there, let's see what that'll do. And then you just slide it across. There you go. You got your holes. Now see, you have more room down here than you do up here. So instead of putting it all the way down to that, I would just put it to about right there. But still, that's going to screw up that hole. So I would go ahead and do it. And you just slide it back and forth. Just like that. And it is loud. Now you can do, it says to not do any more than 2 sheets. But the more you do, you know, it, and like this is thin paper, so I can probably do 2 at once. You want to make sure you got it all the way in there. Just like that. And you just, now you have to make sure that you got it all the way back in there. Sometimes it'll feel like it's all the way back in there, but it's not, and it will not punch your hose correctly. So now we're getting to the thicker paper. So let's see. We did that one. See, it's still cutting good. Let's see if we can still do 2. Get these done. Now you are losing a little bit of your illustration, but when you see how much easier it is to color, it's not that big of a deal. So you want to make sure it's in there. Push it across. And just back and forth. Back and forth. The first time I started doing this, it drove my dog's crazy. But now they're kind of used to it. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's just relaxing, I think. I love it. Sometimes when I want to do something with my coloring, but I don't really want to color, I do this. And we'll get these all cut. It's like butter. Ta-da! There we go. We've got the whole book cut. So now we'll get this little noise maker out of the way. Now, what the heck? Look what I did. Screwed up. Oh my God, there's my other shark. I wondered where you were. See, I messed up. Messed up. So let's see here. Now, there's the other half of my shark right there. Okay. So this one, I put it in there sideways. Oh, Lord. So we're going to fix this. We're going to fix this, and it's not going to bother me in the least. We're going to do that. There's that one fixed. And then this one, what the heck? Is that it? Does that one go there? This one I need to cut. I cut the wrong side because I wasn't paying attention. Won't put that one there. That one. Oh, and then I think we're back on track. We back on track. Just a minor setback there. Okay. Now, after that dilemma, this is what you're going to put these together with. This is how they come. You can buy them. I don't know what all that says because I can't read whatever that is. Japanese, Chinese, whatever. But they come in all different colors. I get 2 sizes. These are really small. This is a little bit bigger. So we're going to use that yellow one right there. Excuse me. What the heck that is? And we're going to do this. What are we doing? Why can't I see through there? Y'all are seeing cluster at its finest. Cluster at its finest. So, what are we doing here? Let's slide this one up just the tinks. We're going to have to do another one because, you know, if you know, you know. So, I'm going to put this in here. And that one's going to go all the way to there. And then this must be the one that I've screwed up on. Oh, am I allowed to say screwed up on YouTube? Am I? Well, I did. So, there's that. And then this page is the screwed up page. Damn it, Bobby. Put this in here. Once you get all this in here. Do. See? It's going to work. It's going to work. Have no fear. Have no fear. And then you have this. Now, why is this one screwed up? What the? Yeah. If you can ever get one all the way through and hook it, the rest of them will work. So what can you do here? Come on. Come on. Get on through there. Line it up. I promise y'all, this usually is not this big of a cluster because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Doing other stuff. Talking about goofy stuff. Weren't paying attention. Okay, come on. Come on. We're about to get there. Come. One more. Get on there. There we go. There we go. Then we're going to push together. Ta-da. Now we have them all where these will all go through. Just like this. I'm about to laugh. Any way you want it, that's the way you get it. Any way you want it. There we go. There we go. We're cooking with gas now. This ain't the most pretty one I've ever done, but by golly. I'm going to do another one and I'm going to show y'all how it's really done. See, you put that on through there. And these have one side's got a hole and one, it's a male and a female. I don't know if y'all know anything about electricity, but male receptacle and the female receptacle. You put them on there like that and you push them till they snap. And see, this is how you do them. Even if you screw up, you persevere and just keep on doing it. Because it's going to be good. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be wonderful. Great. Fabulous. I did it. So, y'all can just leave me some nasty, ugly comments in the comment section. And then with all this that's hanging off here, you can break that off. Or you can get your, ta-da, this, and slice that baby off. Just slice it off. Not your finger. Not your finger. This. Slice this off. Ta-da! Throw that away. Now, if you're a perfectionist and this one being out of line, it's on your nerves. All you have to do is unsnap these and put it back together. But look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. Flat. Where's the one that ain't? Oh, and you do have these. It's got the fancy holes over here. But that just adds a little bit of pizzazz, I think. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And you have this. I just love it. Love it. I do. I just love it. And, you know, if that bothers you, trim it off. It don't bother me in the least. I could care less. Do I, did it. Yeah, that's just perfect. Beautiful. But, you know, if it's bothering you, what you can do is, I have no straight edge. I don't. Oh, duh. Hello. You can go right here. You can bend your book back like this. And you can take this. Put that over there like that. And then what you want to do is trim this because, you know, you're a perfectionist and that's getting on your nerves. So, put the top of your book here and take your little X-Acto knife and go, and you have to make that sound. Just like that. And if your X-Acto knife is sharp, it cut that. If it's not, it did that. So then you get out your newer X-Acto knife. And don't forget to make the sound now. You have to put it on there like that. You have to go. And you know this one's cutting because you can hear it. Just like that. Then you peel that off. And you cut the side over here. And then you shut your book. Just like this. And hello. Hello. Who messed up? Not me. Anyway, there you go. That's that. That is how you do it, how you screw it up, and how you fix it. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this cluster. I'm going to do another one, and it's going to be another video. And I'm going to do one that is already got perforated edges here. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this book because this is another one of my bargains. So yeah, I'm going to do this one, and then I won't have to do all that cutting and all of this because I won't have to do that. So yeah, catch me on the next one. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Love y'all. Subscribe for more chaos and mayhem and lessons from the South. Love y'all. Bye.